We have a loaded Friday card. NBA is on, college football is on, college basketball is on, and I've got three best bets for you guys. And if you stay till the very end, I will give you a cross sport parlay, a bozo pack, a ladder leg, plus 100 value, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be on the way for you guys. This is the free three. Let's get into this Friday, November 8th card. What's up, guys? It's your boy Noble Living back with another DYF Bets video where I'm breaking down my favorite picks and plays of the day as we're trying to get to the bag together and make some money. Yesterday, I was so close to hitting that horn. After a full fade day on Wednesday, I was like, okay, I got to get in my duffel. I got to get in my bag. I got to rebound here. And I was like, let me find three winners for you guys. And we got two of them right. And the last pick was the Bengals and the Ravens under. And it was trending under the entire game. And then in the fourth quarter, both teams wanted to just explode at one guy. I don't even know his name because he gets no playing time. Broke that 80-yard touchdown from Lamar. My head just went down. And I was like, it's over with. There's going to be a ton of us offense now, and it's done. And we're cooked. And sure enough, I woke up and we were cooked. Shout out to the Ravens for figuring out a way to win that game. The Bengals are poverty, but hey, that's neither here nor there. 2-1 on the day yesterday. Stony Brook CMU over. Got that done pretty easily. Chase Brown receiving yards. Cashed that in the first half. But that Ravens and Bengals under was our sole loss of the day. 2-1 on the day yesterday. I was hoping we could get a 3-0 sweep, but it's okay. We're still underneath water a little bit for the month of November, but we've got a lot of time to rebound. And in today's card, like I said, I've got three best bets on the way for you. One in college basketball, two NBA player props, and then we're going to follow it up with a bozo pack at the end. So hopefully with these four picks, if we sweep the board, then we're going to be right on back on track for a very full weekend of college football. NFL on deck as well. Now we've got college basketball and NBA sprinkled in there. That is what we need here on the channel. Muy perfecto. So if you guys have not been tapped into the channel, have not smashed that subscribe button, I don't know what you're doing. Continue to grow the channel with me. We got over 100 views on the show yesterday. And hey, listen, I'm trying to get 1,000 views on the show every single day. So if there's something that you guys are looking at in the other daily betting videos that you guys are seeing out there, you're like, no, but you should think about doing this, let me know. I'd love to incorporate it. As always, I appreciate all the love and support, and let's dive into these winners for today. All right, first best bet of the day. Let us go to the college basketball slate real quickly. We're going to get this one in and out of the way real fast. And the first pick that we're going to go to is the Alabama and Arkansas State game. Now, these are two programs that are typically known for having pretty good basketball teams. Obviously, Arkansas State is a little bit more of a mid-major school, but KenPom right now has them ranked at 120, so that's not too bad for a school of their size. And they also won their first game 80-75 in overtime against Akron. And that's actually a pretty big win because Akron is a team that's expected to be near the top of the MAC conference this year, and to see Arkansas State be able to pick up that win speaks a lot of dividends and volumes for me. And the fact they were able to score 80 points in that game, that also gives me a little bit of confidence here in this matchup that they should be able to score a few points on an Alabama team that we know that offense is the name of their game. They're not really trying to play too much defense. So with that in mind, we're going to go to the total here, and we're going to go over 166.5 minus 110 odds. Now, if you want to play minus 167, if your book has 67 on there, I'm not opposed to that. I'll play this all the way up to about 169 or 170. After 170, it's like, okay, we're getting a little bit too high. Why? Because Arkansas State still have to score the ball. Now, we know Alabama, what they're going to do. They're going to score the ball. They're one of the fastest paced teams in all of college basketball, one of the best offenses in all of college basketball. They shoot a ton of threes, and Nate Oates this year has completely reloaded that rock. I mean, I am talking about that team is dangerous. Obviously, Mark Sears has come back for another year, but they've got LeBron filling, they've got Mohamed Diabate, they've got Aiden Sherrill, and keep in mind, they've got guys like Aiden Holloway, they've got people like Chris Youngblood who transferred from USF who hasn't even played yet. This team is going to be absolutely loaded. They are a national contender in terms of winning the entire championship this year, not just the SEC, and they're going to score points. They dropped 110 points on UNC Asheville in game one on a 110-54 win. So this game would have went over this total just really basically off of Alabama alone. But like I mentioned, now that we've got a team like Arkansas State that can score some points for themselves as well, I like the fact that they're going to be able to shoot a few points here, add a little bit more, and contribute towards this total. But when you also keep in mind, right, that Arkansas State against Akron, they shot 33 pointers in that game. They only hit 9 of them, but they shot 30. That tells you what their emphasis is. They're looking to shoot a lot of threes. They're looking to get out in transition. They're looking to be able to stretch the floor. And guess what Alabama looks to do? The same exact thing with just much better players. So I'm expecting a very similar style game from both of these teams. Run and gun, let's shoot the ball a lot, let's shoot a lot of threes, and it's going to come down to which team is obviously going to hit more of them, which is going to be Alabama. I'm not willing to lay the spread in all honesty, so I'm not overthinking it. Give me Alabama, give me Arkansas State, two offenses that should be able to score points today. I'm expecting to see maybe like a 95, maybe 75 win for Alabama here. KenPom has this one inside their rankings. Let me pull it up real quick. 94 to 73. So that takes you to a total about like 168, 167. So we're hovering right around this number. So we're right there with KenPom, like we said yesterday with the CMU Stony Brook game. I like that. Give me Alabama here. Give me Arkansas State over 166.5 is our first pick of the day. Now for our second best bet of the day, let's just go to the hardwood on the professional side. And we're going to go to the NBA real quick. And there's two player props that I like today. The first one is Mr. Jalen Suggs of the Orlando Magic. And we're going to go over 5.5 assists, minus 115 odds. Now the reason why I like Jalen Suggs in this matchup today is because the Magic are taking on a New Orleans Pelicans team that's really vulnerable right now. Obviously Zion Williamson, he's always day to day. I mean, I don't even know if that guy plays basketball like back-to-backs or whatever he got going on. But the Magic are now finding their footing without Paolo Banchero. We know that he's missed the last several games and he's expected to miss a lot of time, and that's hurt the Magic. I mean, they've dropped 4 straight games ever since he's gone down with the injury. But one thing that we can take a look at is the fact that Jalen Suggs is relied on a little bit more in the offense to do a little bit more, not just playmaking, but just to do more contributing all the way around. In the 4 games without Banchero this season, he played 37 minutes against the Cavaliers. He had 28 points to go with 8 rebounds and 7 assists. So he went over this total. That was 10 of 20 shooting. In the game after that against the Mavericks, he only had 2 assists in that matchup, but that was 29 minutes that he played in that game, and that was a blowout 85 to 108 loss for the Magic. They didn't score any points at all. But the game after that against OKC, a very good defense, 6 assists. A game after that against the Pacers, a team that does not give up a whole lot of assists to point guards, 6 assists. So he's gone over this total in 3 of the 4 games without Banchero. That's a 75% hit rate. And now they're facing a New Orleans Pelicans team, like I mentioned. They are not known that much for their defense. Right now, they're giving up the 7th most assists to point guards in the league. So for me, I like that spot here. Jalen Suggs is going to have to be more integral in this offense. And this is a game that they can truthfully win outright. They're at home. The spread is in favor of them at minus 5.5, minus 6.5. So the books have them winning this game. And if they're going to win this game, they're going to have to put up some points. And that means that Jalen Suggs is going to have to be involved, not just in scoring those points, but in the offense in terms of facilitating it as well. Jalen Suggs over 5.5 assists. I'm not overthinking it. The question just becomes who's going to step up with no Banchero, and I think Suggs is the guy to be able to do that. He has some other players like Wagner. He has Carter Jr. He has some other guys there that can help contribute. Caldwell Pope can hit some 3-pointers as well. All these things can kind of lead to some contributions that should be able to get him some more assists. So let's cash this as our second pick of the day. All right, 2 picks down, 2 more to go. Let's go real quickly to the other NBA player prop of the day, and that's going to be Mr. Cade Cunningham. We're going to go over 1.5 3-pointers made plus 100 odd value. So really good value that we're getting on this one. And I like this situational spot for Cade Cunningham. Why? Because the Detroit Pistons are taking on the Atlanta Hawks at home today. And the Hawks are a team that give up a lot of 3-pointers to opposing point guards. But when you look at the line for Cade Cunningham, okay, he's covered this line in 6 of 9 games this season, but he has not covered it in 3 straight. So that means that he started off the season going 6 for 6 and hitting 2 3-pointers per game. In the last 3 games, he hasn't hit any, he hasn't gone over this number. So what does that mean? A bounce back spot. Even though I'm a trend better, sometimes I do like to kind of buck the trend and say, okay, hold on, this is not really what this player normally does. When is he going to turn it around? And this is a great situational spot for him to turn it around. Why? Because the Hawks are giving up the most 3-pointers to point guards this season. Nearly 5 3-pointers made per game they're giving up to point guards. So that alone should tell you how much I like this play. But when you also look at the numbers a little bit deeper, the Hawks are actually allowing the second most pull-up 3-pointer attempts, which is the highest of any percentage of any opposing guards that they face. And guess when Cade Cunningham likes to shoot the 3? On the pull-up, coming off of the pick and roll. And guess where the Hawks rank? Dead last in terms of guarding the pick and roll for ball handlers this season. They like to more take off the roll man, drop in the paint. Obviously, you got guys like Capella there, right, who can protect the rim. So for me, this is just an opportunity for Cade to be able to stretch the floor. We know at times that he decides to go facilitation mode and just starts passing the ball over the place. He's trying to get triple doubles and all that stuff. Nothing wrong with that, but we just need 2 3-pointers, okay, bro? And when you look at some of the opposing guards that the Hawks have played this season, look at it. Brunson went 4 of 11 from deep. Tatum Tatum, 6 of 14. Ingram, 4 of 8. Fox, 4 of 6. Jordan Poole, 4 of 9 and 6 of 8. We had taken him in that game earlier this season as points. He cashed in for us. SGA, 3 of 8. So these are all the primary ball handlers on their team, like Cade Cunningham is here. And for me, I like this spot for him. 2 3-pointers. I think this can be a close game. This is a game that the Pistons can win as well. These are some of those lower the bottom of the barrel teams that for a team like the Pistons, who might make some noise, I'm not expecting them to make the playoffs or anything, but they may win more games than people may expect. This is one of those games that you got to steal. These are one of those games that you got to win, especially at home. Cade Cunningham is going to be a crucial part of that. Let's cash that in for our third and final pick of the day. Well, my friends, 3 best bets, short and sweet, that I've given you guys on this Friday card. Give me the over in the Alabama and Arkansas State game. Give me Jalen Suggs over 5.5 assists and Cade Cunningham to hit the 2 3-pointers. Like I promised, I did have a bozo pack for you guys, a money line parlay for you. So this is what we're going to take. Santa Clara on the money line. Kansas on the money line. Both of these are college basketball picks. Taking them together, if you parlay those two, you get to plus 100 odds. Now, if you want like a full sell job, I'm not going to give you a full one, but basically for Santa Clara, they are taking on Arizona State today. Arizona State is god-awful, okay? Like, they suck. They're probably going to be the worst team in the Big 12. Bobby Hurley, he's not his brother. That's all I'm going to say, okay? They barely beat Idaho State by like 8 points. And they didn't even cover their spread in that game. They got the win, but they didn't cover the spread, and that was at home. Now they're on a neutral court against a Santa Clara team that we know we took the over against St. Louis, but I also said I leaned Santa Clara because of all the experience that they have, right? If you guys saw that video earlier this week, that is why I'm taking them here in this matchup. They're just way more experienced, just the better team. I'm taking them at home. I'm not laying the 4.5, 5.5 points that the spread has it at. It's at a neutral court. It is in Nevada, so it's obviously going to be more Arizona State fans there. But for me, it's going to be Santa Clara here, taking them on the money line. Now, Kansas is taking on North Carolina today. And for me, I like Kansas at home in this matchup against North Carolina. North Carolina just doesn't have the players that we've seen from last year. Obviously, they still have RJ Davis, but they lost a lot of guys. There's no Baycott this year, who's been there forever. There's no Cormac Ryan. There's no Harrison Ingram. All these spots have had to be filled by either transfers or freshmen. So yes, we saw them be able to win pretty well against Elon in game 1, but for me, this is just a tough spot for them against a very good Kansas team that is absolutely stacked. I mean, they got DeJuan Harris, KJ Adams, Hunter Dickinson, 3 of the best players in all of college basketball, in all honesty. And then they bring AJ Stewart, they bring Zeke Mayo, they bring in Riley Griffin. These are all transfers that came into the team. Bro, that Kansas, it's really their season to lose it, in all honesty. Obviously, it's still a little bit early, but I'm taking those 2 on the money line parlay. Got that to plus 100. If you want to add an extra leg, because we're degenerates and that's what we do, if you want to get to plus 180 odds, then add Iowa football in there. They're taking on UCLA. The game is on the road for them at the Rose Bowl, but UCLA sucks. They're god-awful. And this new Iowa team, I mean, offense is what they do. That's why they brought in the coach from Washington State to be able to open up the offense, and that's what he's been able to do for this team. I lean the over in that game as well, but if you want the 3-team piece, then let's go Iowa, let's go Santa Clara, and let's go Kansas. You can play around both 3 of those teams either way that you want, but I like that. That is our bozo pack of the day and our final best bet for this Friday card. All right, my friends, let's celebrate these winners. Let's cash it in, and we will be back tomorrow with a quick reel over our college football slate. And as always, let's get to that cheddar, dictate your fate, and I'll see y'all in tomorrow's video. Later, guys.